all the way to Australia for a motorcycle jacket. It's Fastlane. It's the home of Mad Max, the band Men at Work, boxing kangaroos, and of course, the Vegemite sandwich. Yes, my friends, it is the land down under, better known as Australia. But did you know that it's also home to one of, I think, the coolest motorcycle apparel companies around? And one that you may have never even heard of, Akin Moto. As you guys know, I am an all-season, all-weather motorcycle rider. I mean, I'll ride in the heat of summer, I will ride in the rain, I'll ride in the fog, snow, hail. I'll ride in about anything. Actually, I've never really ridden in the snow, and I don't actually recommend that. So I needed a super high-quality, all-weather, waterproof, and warm motorcycle jacket. I needed to stay dry and warm, but I also wanted to look cool. You know, I didn't want to look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or something riding down the highway. And then I came across the Alpha 4.0 from Akin Moto. It's an all-weather motorcycle jacket. Comes in two colorways. Comes in the standard black. Also comes in a two-tone, which is white and black, which is the one that I opted for, as I wanted to be visible on dark and rainy mornings and didn't want to have to put on high vis. And I figured the white would do it. I was drawn to this jacket because honestly, it doesn't look like a motorcycle jacket. Kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, like a snowboarder or something. All right, so let's get into the specs of the Alpha 4.0. So like I said, first thing, this jacket comes in two colorways. Comes in the all black version, which makes you look kind of like a ninja or something. And it comes in the one that is two-tone, which is white on top and black on the bottom. Kind of a panda sort of a thing. Sizes on this jacket run from small all the way up to 3XL. And this jacket is gonna cost you about $234. That's of course, US. So let's talk safety. Now, this is something that's of importance to most of us looking to buy a motorcycle jacket. I'm sure it's important to you. I know it's important to me. And this thing is safe. It comes made out of a 600 denier. It's reinforced in all the right places, super abrasion resistant, and it's got all the pockets, elbows, shoulders, not knees and toes, but back, pockets for armor, not included. But you can also get those from Akin Moto as well. You can just bundle it all up and get it together. Or you can do what I did, which is just take it out of a jacket you already have, because I've got dozens of them that have armor already in them that are sitting in the closet. So is this jacket comfortable? Yes, it is. The Alpha 4.0 has a lot of room, especially in the midsection. You know what I'm saying? For some of us who, I mean, I don't know anybody like that, but somebody who might need that nowadays. And it's just a really roomy feeling jacket. Lots of length in the arms for those of us who've got kind of those monkey arms going on. Nice quilted internal liner that feels good. And just overall, this jacket feels comfy. So that removable liner obviously is removable. You can take it out when things get a little warmer. It's really easy to zip right out. And it's got nice little Velcro fasteners at the sleeves and gaiters to keep the wind from blowing up your sleeves when it's cold out.
Oh, here comes another one.
It's got a nice soft little felt color that's going to keep it from irritating your neck, and two hand warmer pockets that are lined as well, which are really nice and cozy on a cold day. It's got a really nice removable hood with a magnetic snap that will keep it in place when you're riding down the highway so that thing's not beating you in the back of the head, you know? Plus, I really appreciate it when you get off the bike, you can still wear this jacket, flip the hood up if it's inclement weather, and you can look relatively normal walking around. You know, we wouldn't be all that comfy if we were wet and cold, so this thing is 100% waterproof. It's got a 15K Humax waterproof liner, zippers with gussets, and everything is completely taped at all the seams to keep the water from getting in. On top of that, this thing is incredibly breathable. Even with the waterproof lining, it is still completely breathable, so you're not gonna get all sweaty underneath. And on those days when the weather gets a little bit warmer, you can zip out that liner, take off the hood if you want to, and it's got plenty of vents to help keep things cool. It's got 5 vents in all, 2 right across the chest, 2 sort of under the arm area here, and 1 big one across the back is gonna help all that air flow right through and out the back to help keep you cool. But I got this thing to actually stay warm. So I would call this a 3-season jacket. To me, it's a 3-season jacket. Could you wear it in the summer? You absolutely could. You know, if you're up in Alaska or somewhere, probably be great during the summer. If you're down in Texas, Arizona, somewhere like that, it's probably not gonna be the jacket for you during the summer, but it is a great 3-season jacket, meaning spring, fall, and of course, winter. And to prove how warm this jacket is, I actually wore nothing but a t-shirt under it the entire winter. I never wore another shirt or any warming layers or anything under this jacket. Now, my commute is only about 15 minutes. So are you gonna get incredibly cold in that amount of time? No, you're not. You know, so if you're riding hours and hours, you're probably gonna want another layer. You're probably gonna want something heated under it. I don't know. You can figure that out. For me, I wore it all the way down to freezing temps in complete downpours, etc. And I stayed completely warm in nothing but a t-shirt. All right, let's talk about the likes and dislikes with the Alpha 4.0. The color. I love that it's white. I love that I can be seen in the mornings. I love that I don't have to put on high vis. But that like is actually something that I actually kind of have a love-hate relationship with. White is always gonna be harder to keep clean. Now, if you're down by the lake or you're running at highway speeds, that white is gonna catch some bugs and you're gonna have to clean them up. It's gonna take a little bit more care and maintenance, which is actually really easy. Just a little mild detergent, hang it up to dry, don't dry it in the dryer. You can totally take care of it. It's not that big of a deal. And the white, of course, if you're riding in the winter, is just gonna simply get a little more dingy. Road debris, rain, stuff flying up at you. It's gonna need a bath at some point. Next thing I love about this jacket is just simply the style. This thing looks cool. Like I said before, it doesn't exactly look like a motorcycle jacket, which I love. Just honestly looks like a nice winter jacket, but it's got all the features hidden away that you're gonna want. And this thing is absolutely quality. The materials it's made out of, the way it's put together, man, I didn't even see a loose thread on this thing. From the construction to the logos. Speaking of the logos, I love the logos. Minimalistic, there are a few around, but they look really cool and they look appropriate. I like some logos. I like to show off that I like a certain brand, but I don't want to be a walking billboard for something, you know what I mean? The logos on this jacket are reflective. They just look right where they're placed. They put a lot of thought and care into making this thing look nice. One other thing I would have liked to see on this jacket is, as roomy as it is, and I appreciate it, believe me, I would have liked to have a little bit of adjustability in kind of the midsection or the waist. You know, they could have put a couple little Velcro adjusters down here, or maybe, like, I think better yet, kind of like a snow jacket, put a drawstring all the way at the bottom that you can just cinch up. I think this thing would be pretty much perfect. Last thing, and I mean, this is getting nitpicky, man, is the zipper. It's got a two-way zipper down at the bottom, so you can either zip it down or you can grab the other zipper and zip it up, you know, kind of like let some extra space in there. I fumble around with it a little bit, but you know, honestly, that might just be operator error and you'd probably be fine. And if you want to call it a complaint, I'd call it a 3-season jacket, not a 4. But like I said before, that's the environment that you're living in. With that being said, I think it's the perfect winter jacket. To summarize, I absolutely love the Alpha 4.0 from Akin Moto, and I love the folks at Akin Moto as well. Grant and the folks there are absolutely stellar. Super communicative. They're gonna make sure you get what you want, the right size. Their size chart that's online is actually really super easy to understand. They even have a video, and it's really accurate. But if you still can't quite figure it out, then shoot them over an email and they will help you figure out what the right size for you is. I gotta tell you right now, I found these guys super friendly, super supportive. They're motorcycle riders themselves, passionate about this stuff, and they wanna make sure you get the right jacket or the right gear for you. And speaking of treating you well, they've got a deal on their website where if you buy 2 or more items, you can do what's called the Akin Bundle, and they're gonna give you 10% off your order, and that's gonna help you pay for the shipping, especially if you're like overseas like me in the United States, you're gonna have a little bit of shipping cost. Link is in the description to get to their website. Pick out what you want, put in Akin Bundle, you're gonna get 10% off. Get yourself over to akinmoto.com, check out all the rest of their cool stuff, and tell them that I sent you. I'll see you next time. It's Fastlane.